So we have an amazing story here about Amazon. This is just, we actually have a couple of them or a few of them, but this first one is just mind-boggling. I'm sure a number of you saw this, that they are indoctrinating high schoolers. So this is in Vice. Amazon paid for a high school course. Here's what it teaches. Quote, brainstorm ways you could motivate your employees other than large bonuses and high salaries. They're trying to figure out ways to keep employees happy for less. In 2019, Cajun High School in San Bernardino, California started offering the Amazon Logistics and Business Management Pathway, a first of its kind series of courses intended to help students get a head start in a career in logistics. Amazon donated $50,000 to provide the necessary materials to start the program, and apparently to do some redecorating. The classroom for the Pathways program is painted in Amazon's signature yellow with Amazon's leadership principles, customer obsession, bias for action, deliver results written on the walls. The curriculum for the courses obtained by Motherboard by a public records request, which includes lesson plans on managing labor unions, making ethical decisions, and motivating employees, were written by a team of educators from Cajun High, Cal State University San Bernardino, and Chaffey College, a local community college, according to Corina Bursuk, a spokesperson for the San Bernardino Unified School District, with Amazon acting only as an industry expert and offering internships to students in the program. Quote, the goal is to help educators better understand how to shape the course curriculum so students graduate ready to be hired in that industry, Bursuk wrote via email in a response to a list of questions from Motherboard. But Amazon and other industry experts didn't write or oversee the curriculum. High school programs designed to prepare students for the workforce are not uncommon, and neither are programs that are sponsored by or otherwise have connections to companies that offer specific internships with those companies. But just because they're common doesn't necessarily mean they're providing unbiased information. One document obtained by Motherboard about the creation of the education program states that some of the goals for the people developing the curriculum is to make an education plan that will ignite student interest, create an intentional student, and provide an in-depth understanding and appreciation of the logistics community, but also to coach teachers on how to establish and develop an effective industry partnership with Amazon. Much of the curriculum is, quote, very, very pro-business, said Eric Nilsson, an economics professor at CSUSB, although he noted that that is typical of business courses in high schools and colleges across the country. Questions for an Amazon Pathways class called Business Management and Entrepreneurship asks students, why are mergers and acquisitions important to a company's overall growth? Oh, my Lord. And what can Uber do to ensure its competitors are not chipping away at its dominant market shares as a result of such bad press? So, oh my goodness, they're basically teaching the kids monopoly good in two different ways, right? Merger acquisition good, so that we can cut redundancy, as they call it, which it's just job loss. The reason mergers and acquisitions are good for companies is because it cuts their spending, because they cut jobs. It's not good for the rest of us. And then also endorsing Uber, basically engaging in anti-competitive behavior. That's remarkable. That's remarkable. And they ask the students, how can we motivate employees without paying them more? I mean, just think about the attitude that this instills in these kids' minds. And these are high schoolers. These aren't even college kids, you guys. These are fucking high schoolers that Amazon's doing this to. It's an absolute shame. It's a disgrace. They're, their rapacious attitudes towards absolutely everything. I mean, there's nothing they won't put their fingers in if they can't somehow move the needle even further in their direction. Like they're monopolizing fucking everything, and it's still not good enough. They still have to go indoctrinate children with their fucking nonsense. I mean, shame on Amazon in every possible way. We talk about them so much. The NLRB ruled that they violated laws in Bessemer, and now they have to have that election again because Amazon violated union busting laws, right? They illegal. We just found out they illegally fired an employee for organizing. Another one. There was 1 year. I mean, it's just, there's so much here that Amazon engages in that is reprehensible. And here's another one. This is in the Seattle Times. Sold by Amazon program shut down after Washington Attorney General's antitrust investigation. Amazon is shutting down its Sold by Amazon program after an investigation from Washington Attorney General Bob Ferguson found it was anti-competitive and violated antitrust laws. The company engaged in unlawful price fixing and unreasonably restrained competition in order to maximize its own profits, according to the lawsuit and consent decree filed Wednesday in King County Superior Court. As a result of the investigation, Amazon will shut down the program nationwide and pay $2.25 million to the Attorney General's office, as well as provide annual updates on its compliance with antitrust laws. The funds will go toward antitrust enforcement. The program ran from 2018 to 2020 when Amazon suspended it for reasons unrelated to the investigation, according to a spokesperson for the company. It was a small program offering another tool to businesses. The spokesperson said, and did not include all of the third-party sellers on the e-commerce platform. I want to note that if they had to pay out $2.25 million, that was what they managed to like price gouge out of this situation. That's a small program to Amazon, and that's just what they were caught for. Who knows how much they actually managed to extract from this price gouging scheme and this anti-competitive behavior. It's remarkable how reliably on the wrong side of everything this fucking company is. It's just remarkable. What's even perhaps more remarkable is that they are deemed a progressive or liberal company by the mainstream press and by a whole lot of people out there who think that because, I'll say again, they say because they start at $15 an hour, they must be progressive. But often the jobs that they're hiring for at 15 are locally paid low to mid 20s. Those are warehouse jobs. So they're dragging wages down while they portray themselves to the public as though they are raising wages up. It's brilliant PR, unfortunately. It's brilliant propaganda. They've managed to completely fool, seemingly, the whole fucking public outside of the left. But they are reliably on the wrong side of everything. They are reliably rapacious and greedy. And there doesn't seem to be a form of gross behavior that they're unwilling to engage in. So shame on Amazon on a number of levels. Also, they were caught lobbying. I'm sure a number of you know Steve Ricchetti. They were caught lobbying. He's in the Biden administration. He's the, I believe, White House chancellor. High up. He's got a direct line to the president. And his brother is part of a big old lobbying group. Richetti's also done the revolving door. He's been a lobbyist as well. His brother took $90,000 from Amazon just last quarter of last year alone. You think that's not influencing? I mean, come on, guys. Come on. And do you know what the liberals, by the way, when this was reported, do you know how the liberals responded online? They were like, oh, that's not that much money. Everyone does it. That's their fucking response. Nice. Lovely. That's the state of politics in this country right there. Shame on Amazon. Shame on everybody in power who does their bidding and takes their fucking money. And that includes the Ricchetti brothers and Biden. And I hope that they're held to account in every avenue that we cover. I hope that Bessemer succeeds in their unionization efforts. I hope that other suits like this for anti-competitive behavior go forward. I hope they are forced out of schools. It's outrageous. It's egregious. It's disgusting. And I have an article here to back up that last point that I made. This is Politico. Biden-tied lobbying firms raked in the dough during his first year. Shops that employed former aides to the current president saw massive increases in clients and fees in 2021. This isn't so much specifically about Amazon, but Washington's top lobbying firms reported record lobbying revenues in 2021, and perhaps no one benefited more than lobbying shops with ties to President Joe Biden and his administration. At Putala Strategies, a firm run by Chris Putala, a former aide to Biden from his time on the Senate Judiciary Committee, annual lobbying revenues soared from $1.3 million in 2020 to $4 million in 2021, an increase of more than 200%, according to a review of lobbying disclosures. Putala signed more than a dozen new clients in 2021, including the powerful drug lobby, the Pharmaceutical Research and Manufacturers of America, and the company behind the Keystone XL pipeline, both of which were fighting unfavorable policy proposals from Biden. That's nearly as many as the one-man firm signed in the entire decade prior. Putala signed no new clients between 16 and 20 when his former boss was no longer in office, according to lobbying disclosures. So give me a break with this. It's all on the up and up. They're buying influence, you guys, and they're not even trying to hide it. Lobbying disclosures show that throughout the year, Putala lobbied the White House or the executive office of the president on behalf of several prominent corporate clients, including T-Mobile and Comcast. Putala also lobbied the White House on behalf of several tech trade associations, the Entertainment Software Association and the NCTA, the Internet and Television Association, as well as the U.S. subsidiary of the Dutch chip maker ASML. Putala did not immediately respond to a request for comment. I'm stunned. Jeff Reschetti, the brother of top Biden advisor Steve Reschetti, saw lobbying revenues continue to climb for his firm. Reschetti incorporated a trend that began in 2020 when Biden became the presumptive Democratic presidential nominee. So what do you know? These two Democratic lobbyists see no new clients under Trump, and then all of a sudden they're swarming in new clients under Biden. And yet people out there will try to convince themselves that this is not about buying influence. Reschetti's firm brought in $3.2 million in lobbying fees in 2021, up from $1.3 million in 2020, a 150% increase. Reschetti did not report lobbying the White House for any of his clients last quarter, having formally sworn off lobbying the West Wing amid backlash over a growing contingent of family members joining the Biden administration. And if you believe that separation is in any way applicable, I have a bridge to sell you. They like to, it's like how Pete formally separated from his dark money group, right? I'm sure now there's no connection between the money that group, again, got a bridge in Brooklyn for you if you believe any of that shit. So shame on Amazon for all of the above. Shame on the Biden administration for participating in it. And, I hope that we can find some justice against this horrific company in whatever ways possible of all the avenues that are kind of up in the air currently.